Love's for beginners, ain't no winners. It slips through your fingers, I ain't telling no lies. So F all the drama, F the karma. Just do what you wanna, promise you got time. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being old mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Come get your future, know you wanna. She'll never betray ya, she ain't telling no lies. So break the glass ceiling, find your meaning, make truth out of dreaming, yeah. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, treat yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life.
Question: did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
Hello everyone, happy Saturday. My goodness, I wasn't even planning on doing a podcast today. Remember I said yesterday that I might not do one today, and then all types of foolery happen out here on these internet streets, and so here I am, because day in, day out, the foolery continues. And for as long as the foolery continues, I shall be here. How is everyone? We do have some good news, though, of course, not just foolery. First bit of good news is what's on the screen. Harry and Meghan released their Christmas card for 2022. And it is a picture of just the two of them from the Ripple of Hope Awards. And this was actually sent in the Archwell email. Now, I thought that I was actually subscribed to the email, but I didn't get it. So, is anybody who subscribed to the email, did you get it? I might have to resubscribe. But I didn't actually get it. And I saw it all over the internet feeds. And I was like, wait, where did they post that? I went straight to the Archwell website. It wasn't at the Archwell website when I went there. Maybe it's there now. But it seems that this was sent in the Archwell email. So, joyful holiday season from our family to yours, and on behalf of our teams at the Archwell Foundation, Archwell Audio, and Archwell Productions, we wish you health, peace, and a very happy new year. Best wishes, Harry and Meghan. And, you know, obviously, as fans, we want to see our faves and their kiddies, but that's really up to them. And I feel like they shared so much more than I ever imagined they would in the documentary series. And they probably just felt, we've given you enough, we're not going to give you any more. And I'm happy that the tabloids won't be making money off of those holiday snaps. And to the other royals who thought that they were doing something, copping the denim, hey, nobody was looking over there. Sorry. And I love the business tone of this Christmas card. And I love that they really focused on, you know, mentioning their businesses in this, because I think this sets the tone for what is to come next year. Next year, we're all about the business. So, lovely Christmas card from the couple. But welcome to the chat, everyone. Let's get our welcomes in. Thank you, Church Nelly. Yes, everybody, please like, subscribe, share, donate. Money, not blood. I'll take Bitcoin, but I won't take blood. Or join the membership. Thanks. I'll post a link to the membership. Thank you so much for reminding everyone, Church Nelly. Much appreciated. And thank you to the mods, as always. You're all amazing. Yes, light side. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a podcast either, but like I said, there's just too much foolery happening. Somebody's auntie escaped the house, and we have to discuss this matter because holy crapoly. I don't even know what to say. Right. Tiana Lewis, membership is not available in Barbados, unfortunately. Thanks for letting me know. Buy Me a Coffee does have a membership option, so I will put membership on Buy Me a Coffee, and I'll also, I guess I could add an option to pay through Patreon, but I can't promise that I'm gonna make any extra content for Patreon. I'm afraid. Or just option if you want like a monthly. We'll get that done. And thank you for letting me know. I don't know why it's not available in Barbados. I guess it's just certain territories, certain features. Right, so we have the Christmas card from our faves. This. Oh, for some reason, picture isn't changing. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Yes, Ngozi Fulani. I didn't have the picture yesterday. Here it is. Yes, ancestral side-eye. Listen, I think that when people make a mistake or they misspeak, yes, we should give them an opportunity to, you know, apologize. Yes, we should have open dialogue if there were genuine misunderstandings. I'm not saying that there shouldn't, but in this case, in this particular case, we are talking about someone who works in the royal household and has worked in the royal household for decades, who has been in an institution, in a powerful institution, the British monarchy, for decades. And at an event that was meant to be about violence against women, she chose to act in the way that she did towards Ms. Fulani. And so for me, because of the context in which this conversation happened, just a sorry and a PR pose is not good enough. I actually feel that Camilla should have also been part of this conversation because this was her event. Barely heard from her. Camilla has instead decided to go for lunch with Piers Morgan and Jeremy Clarkson. So she can't show up to apologize in person and have a conversation in person with Miss Fulani, who was abused at her event, but she has all the time in the world for Jeremy Clarkson, Piers Morgan, on the taxpayer's dime, of course, because who's paying for this? Did Piers Morgan pick up the bill? Rupert Murdoch's paying him enough, I guess. The level of evil of this, I'm speechless. I'm utterly speechless. And yes, this lunch was yesterday. Piers Morgan, who, of course, I mean, does it need to be said? Just a snapshot of the articles that this imbecile has written about Meghan over the years. This is just one snapshot. I'm sure there's more. That's before we get to the TV segments, the podcasts, the tweets. This is just from the Daily Mail. And Camilla chooses to go for lunch with this man. The number one abuser of your son-in-law's wife. You go for lunch with him right after the Netflix documentary. So is this Camilla's version of or is this Camilla's answer to the documentary series then? I don't care, I'm siding with your abusers. And this Camilla's answer? Oh, and Jeremy Clarkson, just yesterday, this was what Jeremy Clarkson wrote. This is just a segment of what he wrote in the Sun newspaper. Meghan, though, is a different story. I hate her. I hate Nicola Sturgeon or Rose West. I hate her on a cellular level. At night, I'm unable to sleep as I lie there grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she is made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement on her. For those of you who don't live in the United Kingdom, just this week, a man was jailed for the murder of a young woman. My goodness. Let me just remember. I want to remember her name because we should say her name. Zara Alina. And Mr. Jordan McSweeney was jailed for 38 years for the murder of Zara Alina. Jordan McSweeney trailed the streets all night, attempted to attack 5 other women before unfortunately finding Zara and killing her. Jeremy Clarkson is writing this, and the Sun is printing this on the backdrop of a culture where these types of incidences and violence against women and misogyny against women is on the rise and being normalized. Jeremy Clarkson is writing this about a senior member of the royal family, and it's being printed in the Sun. And you know what? Whether it's a duchess or an ordinary woman, this is not acceptable. saying that you want a woman to be paraded naked through the streets and have crap thrown at her. There are many times on this podcast where I've been frustrated, upset, but I think this is the first time I am just outright angry. Oh, and this isn't the first time he's put Meghan on his lips. Let's go back and see what he said time ago. If my slides will load. Give me a sec, folks. Aha. I do not wish Meghan any harm. Changed his tone, I guess. I hope that after she has been photographed by herself on the back of a Playboy super yacht and outside the Taj Mahal, referring to Diana, she goes on to lead a long and happy life. So disparaging Diana as well. But she should know this. When she dies, hopefully many years from now, but not before she's paraded through the streets naked while having crap thrown at her, right? When she dies, hopefully many years from now, she will not be carried in front of millions by stoic men with good hearts and strong arms. If it's a slow news day, the best she'll get is a small obituary in the Times on page 27. That's who Camilla went to lunch with yesterday, along with Judi Dench, who's decided to throw her career down the drain, and some other nobodies who are only relevant on this island. What's interesting about this article is that it was posted at about 22 hours. So it's been up there since yesterday, since that time. The Daily Mail has pretty much blocked the comment section. If you go to the comment section, you can only see one comment, but that comment has over 300 uplikes and over 800 downs, which means there must be hundreds of comments on this article, but they switched off the comments. They really thought they were doing something by going out to lunch and parading around like this. Oh, I haven't even actually got into that. I haven't even read the headline. Let's read the headline. Camilla's very glamorous private party. Oh, but I thought we hated Hollywood and glamour. I thought that wasn't royal. Isn't that what Sarah Vine said? Dame Judi Dench, Piers Morgan, Claudia Winkleman, and Jeremy Clarkson joined Queen Consort at star-studded Mayfair lunch as she proves Meghan isn't the only royal with pulling power. Power, which drag out the likes of Piers Morgan and Jeremy Clarkson. Oh, and this is written by Richard Eden, by the way. A palace mouthpiece, of course. I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. I don't know what they think they're doing or why they think this is going to help them or what message they think they are sending. If the palace, any of the palace courtiers, if you're listening, you're doing a crap job. To your comments before I continue. Oh God, guys. Welcome to the chat, everyone. If you're joining, sorry, this is a Debbie Downer. Well, it's starting on a downer. We'll get to the funny part in a minute, I promise. But that had to be said. Sorry, I'm just trying to. There's a lot of hellos. You're greeting each other. Black Queen, thank you for the super chat. You said, hello, Duchess. I'm so disappointed. Ngozi just allowed them to plantation her. Are we going to start using that as an actual phrase now? Plantation her. You've been plantationed. She westernized her look and flushed her identity. Self-hate and disgraceful. Well, you know, like I said, I have no issue with the fact that they met, actually. It's the fact that I feel that more could have been done. I think that she should have said, I'm not going to meet with you unless you agree to also give my charity a donation. That should have been on the table. And you have to publicly tell your press hounds to back off. Publicly say it, not privately, because maybe they've said it privately, but publicly. And publicly make a statement to all of the trolls to stop bullying me on social media. That's what I would have accepted as an apology, not just a PR picture. That to me is no different from William giving a smile and a wave here.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's lots more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So, you know.
Yes, Renee, what a pervert. Sitting there fantasizing about a woman being stripped naked and paraded through the streets and having crap thrown at her. That is literally the type of stuff that incels say. Incels who are very slowly making their way on the terrorism watch list. And you're talking like one. And it's being allowed in the Sun newspaper. Sandy, you said Camilla went to lunch with her media hounds to renew her invisible contract. Yes. The invisible hand against the Sussexes and Diana is now being exposed. She was always there. I mean, Camilla was so close to not necessarily getting everyone to like her. No amount of PR would have done that. But at least somewhat forget about what was done to Diana. Oh, you were almost there, Camilla. Almost there. And then you go and do this. What's even more crazy to me is that Camilla was practically invisible in Harry and Meghan's documentary series. She's not mentioned and she's barely seen. So what is her beef? What is your beef, Camilla? Because ain't no one was checking for you or talking about you the last few weeks. And then you decide, after having a whole shindig at Buckingham Palace, an event that was for talking about violence against women, you go for lunch with a man who says he wants your daughter-in-law to be stripped naked and walk through the streets while having crap thrown at her. Please make it make sense, someone. Is it Negatiramona? Is that how you say it, or is it Gartiram? Is it end silent? Can you please give me, like, phonetically how you pronounce your name, please? Because I want to be able to say it properly. Thank you. That photo was totally staged. Anyone get the feeling Fulani went because the royal institution promised to stop the sudden investigation into her charity? Low down royal cesspool behavior. I think so too as well. Sharon, I hope Meghan and her lawyer is going to respond to this one. Here, they didn't respond to Piers Morgan. I'm not finished with you, but this one, that's what you call a threat. Yes. I mean, if any normal man walking the streets wrote that in a paper or on social media, you would most definitely get harassment charges on you. But what, because he's famous and Meghan's famous, you get a pass? How? How does that work? Because that emboldens other violent and abusive men. Men like Jordan Sweeney, who was trailing the streets, almost killed 5 other women before killing precious Zara Alina. That's what you embolden Jeremy Clarkson and Piers Morgan. Because nobody wakes up and starts trailing the streets to stab women. It's a slow process of radicalization over time. Maya, I live in the US and I am so angry why the royal family treated her like this. Well, I think there is something in Meghan's experience that a lot of people can relate to. And you may not be a woman, you may not be a woman of color, you may not be a, but everybody's experienced being an underdog at some point of their lives. And I think that is universal. So no matter who you are, there is something in Harry and Meghan's experience that you can relate to. Mammy, all these people who hate Meghan for no reason will all run mad. Yes, they will run mad. Staying up at night. Up at night. Meghan keeps him up at night, grinding his teeth. I mean, God. I don't think there's anybody I've ever hated so much that they keep me up at night. Up at night. Jesus Christ. Sharon, if this doesn't make Harry and Meghan cut all ties to the rest of those royal family, is stepmother breaking bread with Morgan and the article in the Sun, the coronation a no-show, throw Archie a party? Yes. There's no need to go to that coronation. None. Let them be disappointed. Don't let them get their pictures. What are they going for? Half of the United Kingdom doesn't even want Charles as king. So what are they going to go for? Listen, I am a fan. I'm here to support Harry and Meghan in their work. But for reals, they go to the coronation, I will cuss them out. I will love them still, but I will cuss them out. I love them still. And then cuss them out. Nini, in the UK, is there any outrage over that article? Well, the reason I actually found that article, because I don't read the Sun, and this was in the Sun print, it wasn't in the Sun online. It was a woman who actually posted it on Twitter. So that's how I found that little snippet of the article. And she said that she was on a train on her way to Cardiff and she had a copy of the Sun and she saw that and she took a picture and she posted it online. And the tweet blew up. So it's going viral. It's making the rounds. Obviously, I've posted it everywhere and a lot of other squaddies are putting it everywhere. Lavender, disappointed that Meghan and Harry didn't bring her up in the series. You're disappointed, or you think Camilla's disappointed? She wanted a reason to be angry. Choda Sisi, the new queen is a patron of abuse. So the new queen, a patron of abused women, is letting us know she's now in charge. Rewards their institutional gaslighting club. It's openly said on hateful platforms. The propaganda arm of the monarchy, indeed. And this just proves everything that everything that Harry and Meghan were saying was true. If you didn't believe it before, you're going to believe it now. Going off to Mayfair to have a fancy lunch while people are lining up at food banks. Right, okay. Away from the negativity, let's have a laugh, shall we? Because truly this is ridiculous. I'm not going to show the video because I don't know if Sky News is going to do me for copyright. But here we go. Oh, why isn't my slide? Oh, is it loading? Okay, I think it is loading. I just can't see it on my side. So, Charles was at an event and someone's auntie got hella excited and was on her knees squealing like a chihuahua and literally crawled over. So when Charles came in, this woman was on the other side of the room. So this was a community project for, I believe it was like a diverse group of women. I think they had Muslim women, Jewish women, black women, and other women of color. So it's one of these like community events where they're, you know, promoting unity in the community. And you had this Nigerian auntie over here who got very excited when she saw a child. Now, I'm not going to play the video, like I said, but I'll play the audio because you can really get a lot. Oh, sorry. From just listening to the audio. So let me play the audio. But if you go to my shorts, the tab on my channel where it says shorts, you can watch it. But have a listen.
From to say Jewish Muslim women's networks and a lot of big work here. And there's a lot of people who are
Yeah, so all that squealing like a chihuahua, that's her. That's her. And I'm not kidding. Go and watch the video. She's on her knees and she crawls over. Find me the most staunch royalist in England. They will not crawl on their knees like that. The most staunch royalist in England will not crawl on their knees to go over to Prince Charles. But someone's auntie was out here crawling and squealing like a chihuahua when she met Charles. I'm sorry, but I think she was paid because I've never seen this ever. Not from anyone ever. Even a royalist. I think she was paid. Because how interesting that this happens just after. And if she was paid, and if this was a setup, why do they think that this makes them look good? Why is this something that they're gloating and shouting out about? I mean, the reason I saw this video was because I was on Twitter and Sky News posted this. Woman gets excited when she sees Charles. The secondhand embarrassment that I felt when I saw this, I said, please don't let this auntie be Zambian, please. Please don't let this auntie be Zambian because I don't want to claim this. I don't want to claim this at all. I mean, what do you even say? What do you say to behavior like this? Especially at a time when you've got a lot of countries in the Commonwealth who are starting to question the position of the royals. And you here in the UK are acting like this. Just the other week, you had English people throwing eggs at Charles. And you, auntie, are crawling on the floor. What do we do about this? Let's ask Dr. Umar. Maybe Dr. Umar has some ideas.
I'm not upset with y'all because I know you're mentally ill, which is why one day I'm going to open up a hospital for mentally ill Africans. I'm going to hospitalize you coons because I care about you and I love you. You're part of our family. I cannot let you go and do what you want to do. I care about the coons, brothers and sisters. I care about the coons, brothers and sisters. We're going to open up a mental health rehabilitation hospital for political coonery. We are going to treat the coons, brothers and sisters. We can't leave them out there. We have to treat the coons. The Dr. Papa Mental Health Hospital for coons. We have to rehabilitate the coons, brothers and sisters. Let us save the coons. We have to do this. We have to do this.
Like, are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing. What's this? Who does this? To your comments. Oh boy. Movo, the party was really a royal hoedown. Indeed it was. Joyce, it's too embarrassing. Don't show the video. Well, I'm scared of Sky News copyright police, so I won't show the video. You can go to my stories. If sorry, you can go to my shorts. If they remove it off my shorts, then that's not a problem. But if they do me on one of my actual podcast videos, that's a problem. Yes, Lucy, embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. Yeah, Maggie, why did she crawl on her knee? Like, would you not just curtsy like everyone else? Why not just curtsy? Why do you have to be on your knees, literally? Like, stand up, woman. Oh. Every day I wake up and I go, I wonder what we'll talk about on the podcast today. And there is not a day that is ever boring. But I did not expect this. Of all the things that I thought that we were going to talk about today, I thought we were going to talk about the Christmas cards, and there's another really good article that came out in BuzzFeed and Variety about the documentary. And then this happened. Oh dear, Sussex Squad. What are we going to do? Yeah, Tonya, I can't. She crawled to him. Go watch the video. She crawls. Yeah, Movo. Not even Camilla crawl. Yeah, you cannot pay me any amount of money to do this. Absolutely not. But I doubt it was even a lot of money if she was paid. Easily bought these ones. Lavender. No one should claim that nonsense behavior. W, I know Zambian would act like a fraud. W, you're Zambian, right? Rahini, God, I hope, I hope she gets dragged on social. She is being dragged on social. Oh my God. Just, what if you just say she needs to be deported? Like, oh God. Valerie, I don't understand. One of those women just picked her ass up and forced her to stand. I would have. Well, they didn't want to cause a scene. I mean, they all look very embarrassed. I'm crying. Listen, I don't even like Dr. Umar. I really don't. But that video really summed up exactly how I felt about this whole situation. For real.
I'm not upset with y'all because I know you're mentally ill, which is why one day I'm going to open up a hospital for mentally ill Africans. I'm going to hospitalize you coons because I care about you and I love you. You're part of our family. I cannot let you go and do what you want to do. I care about the coons, brothers and sisters. I care about the coons, brothers and sisters. We're going to open up a mental health rehabilitation hospital for political coonery. We are going to treat the coons, brothers and sisters. We can't leave them out there. We have to treat the coons. The Dr. Papa Mental Health Hospital for coons. We have to rehabilitate the coons, brothers and sisters. Let us save the coons. We have to do this. We have to do this.
All right, I'm going to take your comments and then we're going to go to the last bit of the podcast. I'm going to read an article from Variety, and it's the spat between Netflix and Buckingham Palace. Rochelle, do we know her name? Because someone needs to have a long, hard conversation with her. Yes. Someone please have a long, hard conversation with your auntie, please. Please. Lavender, it's all about optics, and Charles relished in it. Yeah, he wouldn't even tell her to just, can you please get up, ma'am? That's why I think it was staged. Claudia, she will regret this for the rest of her life. I mean, she looked and sounded so darn giddy. I don't know if she will regret this. Because she clearly has no shame. I wouldn't do that for Beyonce. Utterly embarrassing. Nighty night. Charles must be laughing to himself. Yeah, he seemed to find the whole thing a little funny himself. Yeah, really save the coons. Save the coons indeed. All right. Let's get to this. Let's get to this article. So there's actually two articles regarding this back and forth with the Palace and Netflix. There's one in BuzzFeed and there's one in Variety. Now the one in BuzzFeed was written by Ellie Hall, and I don't like her, so we're gonna read the one in Variety, which pretty much looks at the exact same thing. That's Lee Thompson on the screen, by the way, the current communications officer for Kate and William. So I'm reading from the Variety article. The spat between Buckingham Palace and the producers behind Netflix Harry and Meghan docuseries has intensified after it emerged that Palace officials not only had an opportunity to comment on the Sussex's claims within the show, but tried to obtain footage in advance. The war of the words erupted last Thursday shortly after Harry and Meghan dropped Netflix at 8 a.m. UK time. The series opens with a set of title cards reading, "This is a first-hand account of Harry and Meghan's story told with never-before-seen personal archive. All interviews were completed by August 2022. Members of the royal family declined to comment on the content within the series." And you know, they've been trying to create this image or sell this idea that they had no idea what was going to be said or shown in this documentary series. The article continues. By late morning, it appeared Buckingham Palace sources had briefed royal reporters that the royals had not been approached for comment. The Daily Mail's royal editor, Rebecca English, tweeted at 12 p.m, "Contrary to claims by the makers of the Netflix documentary, I understand neither Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace or any members of the royal family were approached for comment on the content of the series. I'm not expecting any comment from the royal household as it stands." You know, the more the royal reporters speak on behalf of the royals instead of the royals speaking themselves, it just proves that they're just propaganda mouthpieces. Anyway, it continues. Roy Anika, royal editor for the Sunday Times, tweeted at 12:02 p.m, "New senior royal sources," those sources again, "say this claim in Harry and Meghan on Netflix that members of the royal family declined to comment is wrong. Sources say they're not aware of any approach to Buckingham Palace, Kensington Palace, or any member of the family on its content or for comment." A Netflix source immediately refuted the palace's claim, however, saying that both Harry's dad, King Charles, and brother, Prince William, were approached for comment via their communication secretaries and given a chance to reply. In the series, Harry claims his older brother screamed and shouted at him after he told them he and wife Meghan planned to step back from the royal family, and that William had effectively bullied him out of the family. Okay, so it goes on a little bit, and then it says, by late afternoon, the Buckingham Palace sources, always the sources, had changed their tune, according to UK news reports, and confirmed that they had received a request for comment via a third-party production company, which they had attempted to verify with both Netflix and the Sussex's production company Archwell. Having received no reply from either party, they did not respond further to the request. And then at 4:26 p.m., Roy Anika tweeted, a Kensington royal source. Jesus Christ, you get a headache just reading this. A Kensington royal source has clarified that an email was received purporting to be from a third-party production company on the Harry and Meghan doc from an unknown company's email address. Kensington Palace contacted Netflix and Archwell to try and verify it, but received no response. So it goes on a bit, and then it says, as Variety confirmed earlier today, that third party was Story Syndicate, the production company co-founded by Harry and Meghan's director, Liz Garbus. Story Syndicate co-produced the series alongside Archwell Productions. Now it has emerged that not only... Okay, now we're getting to the good part. Now it has emerged that not only did Williams' communications secretary, Lee Thompson, who's on the screen, acknowledged he had received Story Syndicate's email in a reply dated November 30th, so they've had almost a month. He asked the company to share footage from the series with him in advance of it dropping on Netflix. Let me read that again. He asked the company to share footage from the series with him in advance of it dropping on Netflix, a source for Story Syndicate confirmed to Variety. Once Story Syndicate told him they could not share any footage in advance, but asked him again to respond to the claims made within the series, which were reiterated in the email, Thompson did not respond further. So they told them what was going to be said, effectively. They just didn't show them any footage. The Story Syndicate source confirmed to Variety that a request for comment was also sent directly to Toby Andre, Director of Communications for the Royal Household and spokesperson for King Charles. Okay. It's not Toby. Tobin Andre. Name, because we may need to remember that name for the future. That is the first time I'm hearing his name. He's Director of Communications for the Royal spokesperson for King Charles. The email was sent to Andre's inbox as opposed to a generic Buckingham Palace email address and did not bounce back. On the same day, here's where it gets better. On the same day, Story Syndicate also emailed Jason Noff. Sorry, 1 minute, folks. Okay. On the same day, Story Syndicate also emailed Jason Noff, Prince William and Harry's former joint communications secretary, still working for the Royal Foundation, setting out claims made about him in Harry and Meghan. So Jason knew that his name was going to come up. A source close to the docuseries pointed out to Variety that unlike the Royal Communications team, Noff did not request the veracity of the production company's email or involvement and responded to Story Syndicate's query with a comment which was then included in the series. So, that was the risks included at the very end of the last episode. But they claimed that they were blindsided and they didn't know anything or what was going to be said. Anyway, BuzzFeed News, which first broke the news about Thompson's request, reported that an Archwell employee received an email from the Royal Communications team regarding Story Syndicate's query, but it was sent after the deadline had passed for a response to be included in the docuseries. BuzzFeed News added that Netflix had not seen any correspondence from the royals regarding the docuseries, but that such a request may have been sent to an obscure account. A source independently confirmed Archwell's correspondence with the palace to Variety. BuzzFeed News also claimed that Thompson and Andre were the royal sources who briefed Roy Anika and Rebecca English, sending them information via a WhatsApp group. So it's true that the royal reporters are part of a WhatsApp group and have regular communications, whether it's through WhatsApp or email, whatever, with people in the palace. So basically admitting that the so-called royal reporters are just mouthpieces. You know, you might as well just speak for yourself or get your communications and PR people to write responses for you, or don't respond. Instead, they're using royal reporters as mouthpieces and sending them messages and information through WhatsApp groups. Anywho, that is all I believe that I had to say. Is that all? Yeah, that's all I had to say. I'll take your comments and then, yeah, we'll call it a day. Oh, wow. Wow. Valerie, I would think the royal family would give you one day off, Anne. Every freaking day, it's something else. Yeah. No, I need to give myself a day off. But I love you all, and I love this community, and I love this platform, and I love that we can also, as triggering as it may be, especially what we were talking about earlier on in the podcast, that we have these conversations. Because what Jeremy Clarkson wrote, that should not be allowed to slide. That should not be allowed to slide, ever. Stuff like that. It's not acceptable. Basically saying that you want a woman assaulted and stripped naked. Disgusting. Ask me if you have to have no professional integrity to work for this family. Yeah. You have to be willing to do whatever they ask you to do, no matter how gross, weird, and disgusting. Prince Andrew tells you that you want teddy bears scattered around his bed and in his room, you're going to do that. Yes, Kamiko. Netflix said, no, sir, I have proof. You are a liar. Netflix said, Buckingham Palace lied. It was all a lie.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied. It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied. It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Leslie Ann, MI5 should drag his ass. Well, MI5 works for the royals and for them. You know the guy who broke the wand over the Queen's coffin before she went down into the ground? That guy, he was a former head of MI5. And I think that the Queen actually gave him a role. I can't remember what role she gave him. It was communication something. So the MI5 work with and for the royals. Thank you, Mod, for blocking the troll. But thank you, trolls, for coming to listen. Obviously, what Kate and William are doing aren't that interesting if you're here on the Harry and Meghan channel. All right. I think that will be all for today. LMZ, I will give you the last word of the day. I love you also, and every Sussex squad. You are amazing. And yeah, if there's any foolery out here on these royal streets, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, folks. Thank you as always. Ciao.
Love's for beginners, ain't no witness. It slips through your fingers. I ain't telling no lies. So F all the drama, F the karma. Just do what you wanna. Promise you got time. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look she'll never betray ya. She ain't telling no lies. So break the glass ceiling, find your meaning, make truth out of dreaming. Yeah. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. But baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, to yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. But baby, you deserve the best in life. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. Yes, baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, to yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. But baby, you deserve the best in life.
I'm not upset with y'all because I know you're mentally ill, which is why one day I'm going to open up a hospital for mentally ill Africans. I'm going to hospitalize you coons because I care about you and I love you. You're part of our family. I cannot let you go and do what you want to do. I care about the coons, brothers and sisters. I care about the coons, brothers and sisters. We're going to open up a mental health rehabilitation hospital for political coonery. We are going to treat the coons, brothers and sisters. We can't leave them out there. We have to treat the coons. The Dr. Papa Mental Health Hospital for coons. We have to rehabilitate the coons, brothers and sisters. Let us save the coons. We have to do this. We have to do this.